Hello guys, Sanan Mokote here, back with a new comic book review day. Unfortunately, it's almost the new week, so there's another new Wednesday coming up, so more new comics to review, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get a video out last week, and not this week either, because I have been fighting a cold that personally has kicked my butt. But I'm recovered enough now to where I can do a video. So we'll start with the comics that I picked up 2 weeks ago now. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So I, of course, picked up the latest issue of Batman City of Bane, Batman number 81. This book was okay. It explained some things, but not all the things. There was some epic portions of the book and some not so epic portions, but this run's almost over, and soon Batman will be taking a new form. So we will see what Tom King's successor does after City of Bane. Next, I have Justice League number 34. This was a very good book. We discovered just how much Doom has pretty much won at this point. Basically, the Justice League gets back together, but Perpetua had already been resurrected once, and she is alive and ready to change the multiverse again. Good read. Definitely looking forward to where what comes next after this. Definitely recommend picking this up if you haven't already. Next is issue number 2 of Spider-Man and J.J. Abrams and his son's run. The first book was great. I absolutely loved that. And basically, it was just it was great. It's not much action happened in here. Peter Parker's son is coming to grips with who and what he is. So interesting read. Looking forward to how this series progresses. Next we have there is no runner-up this week. Actually, yes there is. Yes there is. Arrow is my runner-up for pick of the previous week, so not just last Wednesday, but 2 Wednesdays ago now. We got Arrow issue number 4 here. Really good read. I'm not sure where we're at in the story right now. When we left off with issue number 2, she was fighting her old mentor, into issue number 3. Issue number 3, she was fighting her mentor. This issue, she's also rescuing people from a ferry. So I don't know if it's a flashback or what, but hopefully the story starts to pick up here soon. And the second story in here, the one where she's with Wave, good read. Just tells you a little bit more about the organization that Wave got her powers from and how she's still being pursued. Really good. Really like this series. Very much enjoying it. Great read from the previous week. But this would probably be my pick of the week right here. Justice League number 34. Again, like I said, really good read. I loved it. Lots of action in here. Lots of loose ends picked up and all sorts of things. Pretty good. Also, 2 weeks ago, I picked up X-Men. I guess the new X-Men run. It's an alright book. I mean, it's just a lot of new origin stories for some future mutants. I never really read the X-Men comics from Golden, Bronze, or Silver. And I didn't read any of the House of X or Powers of X or Dawn of X comics. So maybe I should read those to better understand what's going on in this book. It's an okay read. Alright, I think we're on to the most recent week. We are And I'm disorganizing my comics here. There we go. Oh. Alright. So here we have Agents of Atlas number 3. Again, good read. I very much enjoy this group of superheroes. I'm still not sure what's all going on in this book, but it's in the series, but it's decent. I might have to read War of the Realms to better understand it. But a lot of people have said that War of the Realms is either hit or miss. Depends on what you like and what your flavor is. But good read. I enjoyed it. Next we have Batman Detective Comics number 1014. Basically this comic, Victor Freeze has resurrected his wife Nora Freeze, and now they run Gotham City as Mr. and Mrs. Freeze once again. But we'll see what happens, because it came at a cost, and as we all know, Batman doesn't like when things cost a lot of money, and Nora had her own opinions of her resurrection. So we will see how this evolves now that Nora is revived and whatnot, and we shall see. Good read. We're going to be picking it up if you're reading the Batman Detective Comics. Alright, next we have Batgirl number 40 from Year of the Villain, June Rising. This was a good book. Batgirl is back in Burnside. Burnside is burning, and Oracle has sent that as a signal to Batgirl, and she wants to talk to Batgirl, figure out why Batgirl abandoned her. And a few other things happen in this comic. I don't want to say too much because these new comic book reviews are usually supposed to be spoiler free. But good read, really liked it. Next we have Wonder Woman 81. This was an extremely good book, but it didn't make Pick of the Week. This book goes over the aftermath of Wonder Woman losing love and being pretty much defeated by Cheetah finally. But a few things happen. Wonder Woman finds some hidden power and uses it to fight Cheetah again. And where the story goes from there is interesting. So Year of the Villain is not over yet. It goes till I think May 2020. So got to keep an eye on it and see how everything plays out. Decent read. Next we have Batman Superman, pretty much a sequel to the Batman Who Laughs. Superman infects himself with the Joker toxin because he needs to get answers from the Batman Who Laughs, and Batman trusts Superman, but can Superman maintain his composure, or will he succumb to the toxin? A few things happen in this book. Can't say much because I would spoil it, but very interesting read. This is actually there's actually quite a lot more action in this series than I expected, but I'm pretty satisfied with that. I'm not gonna lie. This is a Type A cover. I got the Type B cover on order because my local comic shop forgot to put that in my box last week, but good read. Alright, next we have my runner-up for Pick of the Week, and that is Batman Curse of the White Knight, Book 4. I just picked this up because Batgirl was on the cover, and Batgirl is amongst my favorite female superheroes. So I decided, let me read it. And when I read it, the book picks up with Jim Gordon's death in this universe. And Batman is trying to prevent blackmail from getting completely out. Batgirl tries to get revenge against Azrael. And there was a lot that happened in here that actually made me go back to my local comic shop and be like, it's like, I need to find books 1 through 4 of this. Can you help me? And I did. Really good read, but it is only my runner-up. Alright. Next is a one-shot that I picked up last week, and that is Luna Snow. Luna Snow is part of the New Agents of Atlas. She controls the power of ice in this universe. She's a K-pop star, and this book explores her origin from Future Fight, because that's where she was originally created. She was created in Marvel's Future Fight, which is a mobile game, which I'm probably going to download just to just play around with and see how it goes. But this is my pick of the week. I'm going to tell you why this is my pick of the week. Because it's a very well done origin story. Yes, quick, short, to the point. But it hit on all the right tones. It showed her why she wanted to, how she became a Luna Snow, what happened to her that gave her the powers. The enemy she fought, the protection of her friends and whatnot. And there's also a small side story in there called Future Avengers. I don't have much to say about that because Future Avengers was okay. But Luna Snow, excellent read, great origin story. I wish this was a continuing comic, but unfortunately it's just a one-shot. But this is my pick of the week for the most previous new comic book week. Definitely recommend picking this up if you want to read a really good one-shot. Alright, and I'm not going to review these individually, but I did pick up Curse of the White Knight Book 1, Book 2, and Book 3. I can see why this is such a good series. It's an amazing universe. It really shows the difficulties that Batman faces with being Batman and trying to be Bruce Wayne at the same time, and those that that joined his cause of their own free will, and also the history of the Wayne family. So much was done in just these first 3. I'm just like, whoa, I need to read White Knight. So I actually have that trade paperback on order right now, and I'm going to read it and I'm going to review it. But great read of these 3. Can't say much else. It was just really, really good. That's really all I have to say about that. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in for this really, really late new comic book review video. These are time sensitive because a couple of these comics are a couple weeks old, but that's okay. I was recovering from a cold, and as you heard in the video, I still have a cough that I'm trying to fight off. But next week I plan to upload that video in a timely manner. But thank you guys for watching, and you all have a good work week. Talk to you later. Good night. Bye-bye.